southern sky. You took my baby way too soon. What have you done, Cajun moon? Someday, baby, when you want a man, find him gone. It's like the wind, trouble your mind. Whatever you do, Cajun moon took him from you. Hey, what's up YouTubers, Lee John Blackmore here at Super Easy Guitar. So this week I got another super easy 3-chord song, Cajun Moon by JJ Cale. Now this song is a great song if you're jamming with other people. Now the other thing is, don't be put off by bar chords. I'll show you in open chords as well, okay? So it's just actually a typical blues 1-4-5. It's just played with a different groove. The other thing as well about this track, which I didn't really do at the beginning, but if you're jamming with someone, you know, I'm in E flat here because it goes along with the record. You can actually play it in any key, and you can just play the pentatonic over the top of it. The other thing that's going on in the track as well, and not only the pentatonic, we've also got the Dorian scale. So kind of, you know, you get the idea. I'm just improvising over the top. So some of you aren't going to know what the Dorian scale is. Don't worry. You're going to know what the pentatonic scale is. I'll explain it to you. Let's have a look. So first of all, the chords, right? And they're the same all the way through. So we've just got, this is E flat. You can, like I said, you can do it in any key. So there's E, E flat minor. I'm playing a -7. So it's just like your normal A minor shape at the 6th fret on the A string. Remove the pinky, becomes a -7. I'll explain the rhythm as well a bit, okay, in a second. Just for now, look at the chords. So we've got the E flat -7. Sounds complicated, really isn't. Okay, nice and easy. And we're going to A flat. Or G sharp, however you want to look at it, a G sharp 7. So it's kind of like the same shape, but just move that over to the next string, down 2 frets. Okay, so there's G, G sharp 7. Think of it as in like E7, just up on the 4th fret there. Okay, so it's nice and easy. So that just repeats, right? Just between those 2 chords. 3rd time round. So instead of playing the G sharp 7, play the A sharp 7. And then it goes back to the G sharp 7 and back to the beginning. It's that simple. So let me shout the chords out as I play it, okay? So I'll just call this E, A, and G, just to keep things simple, even though it's E flat, okay? So E, -7, G7, E -7, G -7, E -7, this is where it changes, A -7, G -7, always resolve back on the 1 chord, okay, the 1st chord. Now for the rhythm, very much kind of improvised. I just want that kind of JJ groove, you know. So what's going on there? I'm making sure I'm hitting the root of the string. So I do root hit and then a down up. And then a stop, okay? So I'm like muting the strings. Then I'm just going to do a little upstroke at the end. then one more down up on the end. Okay, so really slowly. Note, down, up, stop, up, down, up. And notice at the end I don't leave it ringing out. I'm muting it down as well. Now there's not much groove in that, but that's the idea. You kind of get the feel for the rhythm first, and then you can add to it. So you can, you know, add more rhythm onto it later on. Oops, sorry. So I'm just sitting on one chord, obviously, and I'm hitting that root note, the E flat. That's just kind of an up down, but try and find a groove with the down up rather. So pluck, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up. Pluck, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up, pluck, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up. And then all I'm doing is adding a bit of swing to it. So it doesn't feel so straight. And that's the important thing about kind of playing these basic songs, especially J.J. Cale. You've got to have some kind of groove in it. All right? So to play in a different key, I think Clapton did it in E. Actually, JJ would have played it there, but the guitar would have been tuned E flat, I should imagine. So the whole guitar would have been tuned down. I don't like messing around with that, going E flat and then, you know, I just keep it in standard most of the time, but it's entirely up to you, obviously. To play it in E though is kind of cool. Okay, you get the idea, so you can add that pentatonic in as well. And that's just E7, same rhythm, A7. And I'm just adding a bit of that E minor pentatonic. So E7, or you can put that extra finger on for the 7. A7. And the little turnaround is the B7. See, I'm just taking it down a step, so I'm going B7, slide it down. Sounds a bit, there's a note in there you don't really want, but it works if you just pass on it. So B7, slide it down to A7, and then it starts again. Now, going back to the original key that I was playing, to start off, if you're not that confident with doing the kind of a little bit of soloing and a bit of chord, try this, okay? So I'm doing the chord. And then just try something really simple. So maybe I should simplify it even more. Sorry. Let's do something like that, all right? So I'm just coming off that 7th note to the 8th on the G string, so 7th on the B, 8th on the G, and you know, we'll do the 6th. Just hammer on there. So I'm having to think about it as well, right? So that's what happens when you try and simplify stuff. My fingers are so used to adding all these extra bits that I just want to do it But to start off with, you can do the same phrase over each chord. So just practice that. So strum and strum. Try and find a groove. And then now, I was talking about the Mixolydian as well. No, sorry, it was the Dorian. So the major modes, they're worth learning because you'll kind of get a better understanding of solos and stuff like that. I'm not the greatest guitar solo player on the planet, but when I'm jamming with people, it's really good fun, okay? And improvising is the key, really. So Dorian scale, if you took the major scale, so let's say C sharp major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Dorian scale is the second scale, mode in the scale rather. So it's Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, and so on, okay? So Dorian is going to be the second note. So because the key is in E flat, bear with me, like if I'm losing you, don't worry. The key is in E flat, and we're going to use that note as the second note in the Dorian scale, and it sounds like this. So we're just going to use that scale, and you could continue and learn the whole thing, I'd recommend it. So you can see I'm guessing my way around because really it's about the sound, how things sound. And he's mixing it. He's mixing it with the pentatonic. And don't forget, it's E flat. And then the Dorian. All right, so pentatonic, Dorian, so go away if you're a bit more advanced, go away and learn the Dorian scale. If not, just jam along. And a good way of learning how to jam is play the original track and play along with it. So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Yes, I am in a different location because I've moved away from the UK, so you might see me in a few different locations over the next few weeks. But if you'd like to find out more about that, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. And thanks for your support as always, guys. Remember, I don't get paid for these lessons due to copyright, but I have set up a PayPal donation button over on my website, and I've also got some t-shirts and stuff for sale there, which helped me out just a bit. And I really appreciate all your support. I'll see you guys again the same time next week.